Hello and welcome back to The Witcher 2. So it is the second week of recording and it is the first week where we are out of the prologue and we are starting to move basically towards the main kind of bulk of the game. This is the point where the game opens up, allows us to kind of make our own choices, but first of all we are going to go and speak to Dandelion and Zoltan.
Might find something interesting here.
We'll do that afterwards. We'll talk to Dandelion and Zoltan first. Right. Where are they? Oh, they're at the table. Easy enough.
Damn, that was close. Innkeep! Vodka!
Triss Marigold. Lice eat me, but you are a treat to behold. Just a little pale.
Magic takes its toll, but I'll be all right. Good to see you in your beard again.
Can somebody tell me what happened? You set off a month ago for Zoltan's wedding.
That got fucked. There will be no wedding.
Did you hear about Foltest?
Rumors travel faster than the wind.
Winds and rumors. I want to know the truth.
I want to know how Foltest died. And the dragon, was there really one there? And who rules Temeria now?
Too many
Dandelion,
questions.
calm down. You'll choke on your liquor.
Okay. Let's ask about Zoltan first. So, we knew he was to be wed to some merchant's daughter. At least that's what we heard in Witcher 1. What's up with that?
No wedding, Zoltan.
The Breckenrigs broke off the engagement because some limp prick put it about that I joined the uprising in Vizima. My would-be Popper-in-law refused to let a rebel firebrand join the family. Innkeep, where's our drink?
It was like this. We got to Mahakam a week after the Grand Master died. Bought Zoltan an absolutely grand doublet, a pair of Garibaldi Krakows, and as a gift for Eudora, a jade stone as big as my fist.
We were broke as a joke by the time Dandelion threw me a bachelor party at an establishment called the Tight Lane.
Next day, we went over to the Breckenrigs. They welcomed us in, sat us down, and proceeded to discuss the superiority of Mahakaman mining know-how over any other. And that went on until dinner. Just when I thought I'd learned more than I ever wanted to know about mining, they served the soup.
You could have held a pen drop. Old Breckenrig rose and he says, "A real dwarf works a mine, not chases fame on the battlefield."
You'll never believe this, Geralt, but they served duck blood soup. It was as black as tar. They must have dropped lumps of coal into the pot.
"Eat," Breckenrig says, then proceeded to slop 2 full bowls of the shite. Old goat. Hope his mind caves in on his head.
Alright. Interesting. So have you rejoined with the Scoia'tael, Zoltan?
Laredo said you're working with the Scoia'tael, Zoltan.
I have done many things in my life, Geralt, but I have never stooped to banditry.
The Scoia'tael don't consider themselves bandits.
But I am no Scoia'tael.
Good point. Yeah, before we tell Dandelion what he wants to know, we'll try and get a little bit out of him.
Since when have you worked for Roach?
Hey, nobody said a word when you went out to save Temeria from the Grand Master and his mutants.
Relax, Dandelion. I was just asking. Do what you want. You're an adult, kind of.
That wasn't very supportive.
Laugh away. At least I decided to do something constructive.
You used to spy for Redania. Now you're spying for Temeria. Some might call you a traitor.
Ever tried to live off of poetry alone? The truth is, I'm a citizen of the world. As long as I don't serve Emperor Emir, I'm not doing any harm.
Leave him be, Geralt. He'll play the spy a bit, get bored, and drop it. You know how he is.
Interesting. I was about to say, in the books, I seem to remember him spying for Redania. But, interesting. I wonder if at a point in books he switches as well, or whether this is just a game thing. Anyway, we'll tell him about the dragon.
The dragon? Well, the dragon appeared, and that's all I know.
But where did the La Villettes get a dragon? We heard it fought on their side, huge as a barn, they say.
Dragons don't usually take sides. Maybe its lair was nearby and it just felt threatened.
If you hadn't driven it off, Foltest might not have taken the castle.
Maybe. We'll never know for sure.
Okay, well, yeah. Triss, tell us what's been going on.
Triss, you're the expert on Temeria. Tell us who's in charge now.
It's chaotic and getting worse. The old families are fighting for supremacy, no holds barred.
Baron Kimball and Count Maraville, I bet.
Among others. After the assassination, while Geralt was in the dungeon, the lords convened in a field near La Villette Castle to choose a new ruler. 3 days they debated, and it looked more like a bazaar than a meeting of nobles. Except the trade was in court and ministry positions, spheres of influence, royal privileges.
Ha! Humans.
In spite of several duels and 2 poisonings, no king was chosen. Civil war was in the air.
So, obviously there were no mages around, because you were like the main mage in Temeria, right?
Where were the mages?
Aye. Where were the grey eminences of this world when they were truly needed?
They weren't invited. Neither was I. But if not for their intervention, or rather that of a few influential sorceresses, Baron Kimbolt would have taken the throne.
I was invited to sing at his court once. Afterwards, he refused to pay me, and the food was awful. No way I'll stay in Temeria if he's crowned.
Okay. So who looks like they're gonna take Temeria?
Did they ultimately resolve anything?
No. It ended as usual. Sadly, John Natalis remains our only hope.
Ah, the victor at Brenna, and Foltest's most tried and true field commander.
During the deliberations, he was several days' march from Lavalette lands, with an additional 2,000 armed men in tow. He's to keep the peace until a rightful monarch is chosen.
He could find that ruling is to his liking.
Natalis is a soldier at heart. He's not suited to rule, and I don't believe he even wants to.
He's got the army behind him.
Which is why he can guarantee peace. Why, a tenuous one, sure, but that's always better than civil war. Besides which, he's deeply in debt to a dwarven bank in which Philippa Eilhart, as sorceress, holds significant stake.
Okay. What's interesting about that is I believe that Philippa Eilhart works for Redania, or is like the court. He had a similar position to Triss in Redania. So that would imply that if John Natalis takes over Temeria, he would effectively be taking it over, but for Redania, because Redania would have a way to control it. Anyway, enough politics.
I think I've heard enough about politics.
So, we'll tell him about Foltest.
Foltest's killer lay in wait in the tower, where the Lavalettes had hidden the royal bastards. He was well informed.
Wait a minute, what were you doing there?
I was protecting the king. After the first attempt, Foltest began treating me as his lucky charm. He ordered me to be at his side during the battle. The dragon separated us from the rest of the army. The killer disguised himself as a monk, a blind one at that. He let Foltest greet his children, waited until I had walked off, then cut the king's throat from ear to ear.
How did he flee?
Jumped out a window into the river below. Iorveth Scoia'tael were waiting in a boat. It was planned.
And you're chasing him because he murdered the king?
I was accused of the murder. I need to clear my name. Besides, I looked him in the eye before he escaped. He's a witcher. Then some brave Temerian soldiers showed up, piled on me, and knocked me out.
Oh, okay.
Save yourselves, good folk! The beast attacks!
We better get out there. Someone's casting spells.
Alright. Interesting. Yeah, that doesn't look good. So if someone's casting spells, there must be another sorceress here. Alright. Well, that works. He seems to be on the town side at the very least.
What sort of sorceress are you? A lot of good you did. Can't you hear me? Why didn't you help him?
He's alive, isn't he?
The beast nearly pulled him in the water while you stood staring like a calf at a shit-covered clover.
Watch your words.
Where's this beast?
Ask her.
Geralt.
Ah, I guess we knew each other.
Oh, look here. Birds of a feather.
Let's say I've heard of you.
Master Witcher, this is foolish. The beast near pulled Sozek into the depths, and you're simply chatting with this damsel.
Okay, well, why don't you tell me about... Well, actually, you know what? We're the impulsive Geralt. You know, sod off.
Sozek's alive, and nowhere near the depths. The monsters vanished without a trace.
You best take her seriously, lest you vanish without a trace.
Yeah, get out of my face.
I'm tired of your whining. Get out of here.
Ah, as ever. It's the common folk that get ploughed. Come on, lads!
I apologize for interrupting, but I am Louis Merce, and I am chief person in charge of all matters related to monster hunting in Flotsam. It is in this capacity that I must inquire if you're willing to attempt to resolve the problem of our so-called Kairan, the beast that now blocks all trade traffic on the river.
So, Witcher, are we willing?
I usually work alone.
I was here first, and I'll not relinquish this contract. My way or the highway, as the locals put it.
Fine. Your way it is.
You must contact the merchants on the waterfront as regards any rewards. Madame de Tanseville has, I believe, already conducted some preliminary negotiations.
That I have.
In that case, don't let me keep you.
Interesting.
Triss, how long must I wait for you to introduce us?
Sheila de Tanserville, advisor to Queen Zulika of Kovir.
Kovir's a long way north.
I was about to
True.
say that.
I had my doubts if the Kairan was worth the journey, but those were dispelled with what it showed today.
Here to hunt down some ingredients?
Triss Merigold. Sharp as ever.
You're thinking that...
Troll eyes, ghoul venom, virgin's blood, all those disgusting marvels we take from dying species, to throw into the cauldron at Sabbaths. Right, Triss?
Absolutely. Virgins are a dying breed.
Oh my, your sense of humour seems to be intact too. But enough of these pleasantries. Tell me, Geralt, you saw the tentacle. What do you make of it all?
The beast must be huge. Maybe inhabited one of the Pontar's tributaries before, hunting animals. Then it grew for some reason, and hunger drove it to seek fresh pastures.
And on the Pontar it found trade barges burgeoning with obese, slow-moving merchants. You're partly correct. Cedric claims the Kairan emerged from the northern swamps approximately 1 month past.
Cedric?
An elf, formerly a Scoia'tael. Strange bird, but he knows quite a bit about the area and its living wonders.
I need to look around, find out a few things.
An investigation, witches' rituals, extracting secrets and such.
More or less. I'll talk to the merchants about the reward, pay Cedric a visit and get back to you.
You'll find me at the inn. I've rented lodgings there, on the upper floor.
You know the inn's also a whorehouse.
Thanks for the warning.
Alright, so... Oh, that wasn't what I meant to do. Anyway.
Said, go ask the mason to take you as his apprentice.
That's interesting. Wonder if we know her from somewhere else. We did get a few lore updates, so I wonder whether we can find that out here. So, location. So, we found out obviously about places we've been here, which it seems fine. There's nothing too exciting in this stuff. Characters. So, we know about Triss. We know fairly well about Triss. Triss is someone we've well explored. I'm looking for people we don't really know. Secondary characters. Yeah, we don't really know much about them. We don't need to know much about them. Geralt, we know about him. Foltest, we know most of what we need to know about them. Interesting. So it has something on Shani. Now, Shani, if you don't know and didn't watch the first game playthrough, she's basically the person I thought was an elf, but actually is a human. She's kind of a healer, and she was our love interest in the first game. So some of you have surely heard the rumours about the relationship that bloomed between the young medic Shani and Geralt. Oh, we also kind of adopted Alvin, who, if you haven't watched the first series, I'm not going to tell you what makes him interesting, because it's all spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. Anyway, I hasten to inform you that they are all true. I consider Shani a friend, both true and old. We go back to the days when I lectured in the minstrelsy of Oxenfurt University, and I was the one to introduce her to The Witcher. Oh, by the way, I believe that all of these are from Dandelion's perspective. Upon Geralt's return to living, they were reunited in Vizima, where the red-haired medic competed with Triss Merigold for Geralt's heart. She emerged victorious from the rivalry. The flame of their romance blazed bright, but it burned out quickly. Though a very young woman, Shani proved more mature than the Witcher, who had always found relationships puzzling and difficult. Geralt would dodge his obligations towards her, preferring instead to pursue the missions King Foltest assigned him. The medic quickly realized this flower would yield no bread. She had a serious conversation with the Witcher, and they parted amicably. Shani accepted an offer to teach at Oxenfurt and left for that city, whereas Geralt followed Foltest to the lands of the Lavalettes. After splitting with Shani, the Witcher needed comforting and quickly found solace in Triss Merigold's arms. Okay, so that fills in a little bit of the gap we had. We know pretty much what's going on with Dandelion. Vernon, we know pretty much what's going on with him. Some of these ones we don't really need to know. Anais, probably not. Vess, probably not. Shillard Fitz Osterland, okay. Many northern kings appear in the story, rash and thoughtful, amorous and frigid, brave and cowardly. The reader should easily see that their crowns be removed. Should their crowns be removed and a pitchfork, sword, a bunch of builds, or a goat's apple given in a scepter's stead, they would be as human as we are. The same, however, could not be said for the Emperor of Nilfgaard, the white flame dancing on the barrels of his enemies, whose shadow fell over all the events I have written down. In this case, that shadow was represented by Shillard Fitz Osterland, a consummate diplomat who started more than one war, only to end it accepting homage from the defeated. It was difficult to guess the role of this black-clad imperial emissary, yet even such an unskilled politician like Geralt could easily assume that nothing Fitz Osterland did was done out of fancy or by chance. He also had reasons for giving a helping hand to the Witcher and Marie Louise, yet these reasons were revealed only much, much later. Okay, we know who she is as well. Aryan's the one that we killed. Kingslayer, we know a bit about him, but not a lot. Demavend. This is the guy who was in the starting cutscene. We don't really need to know a lot more about him, apart from the fact that he used to rule Edirn and is now dead. Iorveth, we already kind of know a little bit about him. We know a bit about Zoltan. I'm just seeing if there's anybody who we have only kind of heard about, but might give us some more information. We kind of know a little about Loredo, but we're going to find out about him ourselves. Okay, this is John Natalis, the one I actually came in here to find out about. It seems that every other person you meet took part in the last war against Nilfgaard. Such are the times we live in. Yet we best remember those who made their mark in the annals of that conflict. John Natalis, Constable of Temeria, is one such person. Supreme commander over the cumulative forces of the North at the Battle of Brenna, Natalis fought valiantly, commanded wisely, and contributed vastly to the victory. Despite being outnumbered by the enemy 2-1, he did not rest on his laurels after the battle. Instead, he pursued the foe, routing him nec nunius cladius, or nearly so, leaving but a few stragglers to flee beyond the Yaruga. Yaruga being a big river which kind of separates Nilfgaard from the north. There's like some crossing over here and there, but that's roughly it. John Natalis was honoured richly for his deeds, and a square in Vizima now bears his name. After Foltest's death, Natalis temporarily served as a regent of Temeria. Okay, and then also I want to know about Sildred Tanserville. I know from experience that magicians are not above lusting for power. Among sorceresses alone, there are many whose ambition leads them to pull strings, moving kings and other mighty forces of this world. To command the elements in spectacular fashion, summon genies, bend fate, dictate royal proclamations, or at least force others to eat a chicken with cutlery. This is why magicians such as Seal de Tanserville, known as the Kovari Loner, stood apart from the others. Lady Seal was not known to interfere in politics, at least not visibly, instead dedicating her days to research. Strict, calm, and collected, unlike other sorceresses, she did not display her feminine charms, nor did she... from her look, she's definitely displaying a couple of her feminine charms, but okay. She did not flirt with men, jiggling her posterior before them at every occasion, though, and I must remain true to myself here, the world would be undeniably be a much poorer place without typical sorceresses. The reason for Seal de Tanserville's presence in the backwater town like Flotsam was initially a mystery, yet it became clear that she had come there because of the Kairin. Okay. So generally, what that's saying to us is she's unlike other sorceresses, so we shouldn't necessarily expect her to... I just realized there was more things we could look at. We shouldn't necessarily expect her to be, scheming. Yeah, we didn't really find... There's not much else we need to look at there. No. Okay.
Not really, it's a shithole.
Anyway, I just want to have a look around and see what people are doing.
Don't try anything stupid.
Hello.
Hey there.
Oh, right, there's this house. I'm going to go in it. Just because it had a blue thing on the minimap. I just want to see what's in it. Alright. It's not very exciting, to be honest with you. There is a ladder. Oh, wait, was that a box I could open? Oh, yeah, we'll have that. we're a little bit over encumbered when we came here, weren't we? So we should actually find a merchant as well fairly quickly. And we do have to do that for our quest, so that's good. Yes, I wish to continue climbing. There we go. And alright. It's a very nice house. I guess it's meant to give you a view of Flotsam. Yeah, but it gives you a view of the wrong side. It's like nothing in here. I'm guessing it's a quest thing later, maybe? Interesting. It's just odd to have a building that's just got no real use. Oh well. Yeah, now we're carrying too much. Alright, let's find a way out of here. We could drop some of our stuff, which we probably will do when we get outside. Probably that cloth I just picked up, to be fair. Right, turn on the torch and let's get rid of this cloth we just picked up. How much are we over? We're over by a very small amount. We could probably get rid of the iron band. That's not enough? Okay, I'm looking for junk. Where's junk? There is a junk one, isn't there? Yeah. Let's get rid of the stone medallion. And let's get rid of a magnifying glass. And an encrusted silver ring. I don't know, stone medallion. There we go. Now we're ready to run again. Let's go find some merchants. We can sell our stuff. Then we can do searching around properly.
You free?
No, working my arse off like a stagecoach.
An interesting,
White-haired one. I have an offer for you.
Hello?
Greetings, white-haired one. I could do with your help. You see, I'm looking for a certain formula.
I'm no herbalist.
I know who you are. I'll be straight. Find the formula and you'll earn a sizable pouch of orans.
Okay.
Sounds good. What do you want me to do?
The formula is in the hands of a certain shopkeeper.
Can't go and see him yourself?
He deals in incense. One type is particularly popular. I think what he sells is harmful, yet I need the formula to prove it. The scoundrel knows that and is very cautious. Yet I assume you, as a witcher, have your ways?
I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Yeah. We'll have a look. Won't necessarily do it straight away. Oh, you have a name.
What's it to me?
Oh, well. Not very important anyway. Right, we are looking for a merchant. You look like a merchant.
Oh no, I'm not talking to a freak.
Wait
Excuse
a minute.
me?
Be off, or I'll call the guards.
Wow. That's a bit rude. Are you a merchant?
I think the stew's
You might be a merchant.
Quiet woman. Artist
You don't? You are a merchant. What does he sell? So he sells a lot of random things. Scoia'tael's armor. Okay. Interesting. He also sells robust swords and a robust cutlass. Interesting. I mean, that's some nice stuff. Yeah. I think we just sell him stuff for now, though. I don't think we're in the business of buying. So we can sell him our old swords, which we can just sell him all of them, I think. How much money does he have? He just has unlimited money. Fantastic. I like games which just give you unlimited money. We're going to sell all of this, I think. Let me just check. Yeah, all of that's getting sold. Potions, not really caring. We could sell our books, which actually seems like a reasonable choice. We also want to sell our junk. There we go. Nice. We could potentially buy his armor, but there is apparently dark armor, like for playing on dark mode, that we can buy, and I might want to see if we can
Flotsam's
find
got
that.
a garrison. We don't need
Anyway.
a witcher.
Hello.
What do you want?
Heard you have a problem.
Ah, if only we had just one. Highways washed out, forests full of bandits, a river beast blocks the port, and tolls at a rise.
Can't help with the tolls, but the monster's a possibility.
A sorceress said the same. but we've yet to see any results.
She's asked me to work with her.
And who's to pay your wage?
That's what I'm here to discuss.
The sorceress was to manage alone. You can split that reward if you wish.
Yeah, double the fee.
Well, we're managing it together now, so as I see it, you should double the reward.
You jest.
Oh, we can just go straight in with it. We're gonna go aggressive. We're gonna intimidate this guy.
I never jest.
All right. We shall increase the reward. You'll both be satisfied, I assure you.
It's a deal. Now tell me what you know about the beast.
You're the Witcher, damn it. I've no knowledge of these things.
Who could tell me more?
That ploughing elf, Cedric, most probably. He's supposed to know all about monsters.
Where can I find him?
In the village, outside the walls. Now leave me be.
Oh, okay. That's not too difficult. We could grab some more of this stuff if we wanted to. Probably do that when we start thinking about crafting, if we start thinking about crafting. So yeah. We should probably just kind of have a look around. So we can go into individual houses and basically go and loot everything. Like, we probably should loot the orange from them. Might be a task for a bit later. We have nothing we really want to buy yet, so it's kind of like there's nothing to work towards. And instead of just randomly looting, we can kind of go for a little bit of purpose. I think I'm going to go and get the notice board stuff first. Oh, also, just because I like these to be lit, let's light those up. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. Looks much nicer now around here. Yeah, there we go. Much nicer. Anyway, yes, we're going to go to the notice board. We're going to pick up the remaining quests. Then there is somewhere in here that we actually need to go with a bit of urgency. There's somewhere where we can get our haircuts. And that is going to be very important. Yes, definitely like that. Okay, so the Endrega contract. Faced with the insolence and bestial menace of the creatures known as Endregas, and concern for the people, Commandant Bernard Loredo has decided to post a bounty. Sure. What do we get for it? Generous reward from the hands of Louise Mers, was the guy we met before. Okay. Necker contract. Same stuff. Okay. Proclamation of the pardon of Dimitri. Let it be known that the bandit Dimitri has repented and asked forgiveness for his heinous deeds. Commandant Loredo, known for his mercy, has absolved him of his offences and accepted Dimitri back into society. Hereby all arrest warrants and bounties on Dimitri's head are lifted. Interesting. Troll contract. The authorities seek a brave soul to kill the degenerate troll lurking near the ruined bridge at the Adirian border. The beast may be defeated by any means. Just as long as it is defeated, the troll slayer will be generously rewarded. Relevant taxes and levies have already been deducted and receive the gratitude of the terrorized people of Flotsam. Okay. Head a tangle of forest weeds. Chin lined with river reeds. Flotsam's barber awaits. Full range of barbershop services on offer, including beard shearing, close shaves, bloodletting, popping and draining of boils, haircuts, all at affordable prices. Teeth extracted by the smith across the way. Comes to me in my bookshop. Pursue old tomes while you wait. Iner Gossel. We are 100% going to go and get our hair cut right now. So, it's down this way, I think. Who are these two fellas?
Think he'll agree.
Ha!
Greetings. A word, if you will.
You see, we've created an alchemical substance and we wish to test it in Vizima, in a laboratory.
Seeing as you're a witcher, we wondered if you'd be willing to test it in practice.
In a year or two, given the occasion, you could visit us in Vizima. We'd examine you and reward you generously.
We need to study its long-term effects. We can't say more.
Are you in?
Sure.
Why not?
Splendid!
Excellent.
Now, if you could also keep a journal of the experiment.
Don't overdo it.
Alright. That works. Sure. What have we got here? Is that a poster? Wanted dead or alive, the elf Iorveth, exceptionally ruthless commander of a unit of squirrels. Fair enough. Fair enough. Hello.
Hey, boss. Look who's graced our smithy. That titan of the art of smithing can't hear us. Busy. Work's a blur in his hands. And how are you, Witcher? Things working out for you?
Nice workshop.
Yeah.
Bah, it's no workshop, just a simple forge. But thanks for the compliment, both in my name and the master's. So how can we help you, eh?
Oh, you can tell me how to teleport. Let's trade first. I just want to see what he has on him. So he sells swords, okay. Sells daggers of all kinds, sells leather, sells ore, sells a bunch of diagrams. Okay. Might be worth having a look at those. Yeah, I don't think we need to sell them any, like we don't need to buy anything. I do want to play dice poker, however. Hello.
So how can we help you, eh?
Dice poker, eh? All in. Right. It's an important thing. Roll the dice. What do we get? One, pair of ones. Ah. I forget. This one is the one where you say what dice you want to re-roll, I think. So, here, what does he get? You got a pair of 5s and a pair of 3s. I think that means we have to keep the 1s, because the only way we can beat him is with a 3 of a kind. And we don't have a higher one than he has, so I think the pair of 1s is our best chance. Oh yeah, all in, obviously. Roll. Give me a 1. Oh, 1 fell off. Oops. Oh, you just lose it if it falls off. Alright, we got a pair, we got a 3. Yeah, but he got another 1. Wait, did we? Oh yeah, he got another 5. I feel kind of bad that we lost, given that, you know, it fell off the board. Okay. You know what, we're just going to bet the base amount. He raised anyway to the top amount. What we got? Pair of 6s, that's a good start. Okay, pair of 6s. He's got a pair of 2s. Alright, well this one's fairly obvious. We re-roll everything bar the 6. Well, we got a pair of 3s as well. Our pair of... We re-roll the 4, I think. I think that's our best bet. We got a 5 backing it up. It's not the best. He got another 2. No, this cannot be allowed to happen. Rematch. We can beat him. There we go. What we got? What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I choose to re-roll nothing? Yeah. I'm gonna bet max. We win? I didn't even look at what he rolled. Fantastic. We are undefeated champion of dice poker. I can't remember where... I can't remember where the hairdressers is. I think it's here.
I urge you to reconsider.
It's been a while. It is a bookshop, which we will raid because it's a bookshop. Not necessarily where I want it to be, but you know, well, it's not really a bookshop. It's just got some bookshelves. Okay, well we'll read the books as well now that we got them. Okay, so Valley of the Flowers. In the Elven tongue, Dol Blathana means Valley of the Flowers. Anyone who sees this land with their own eyes would admit to the aptness of this poetic name. Once the southernmost province of the Kingdom of Eddar, and it became sole and sovereign free realm of free elves following the last war against Nilfgaard, when Emperor Emir Var Emrys gave the elves these lands in return for their wartime service. Dol Blathana is ruled by the elven sorceress Francesca Findabar, known also as Enid and Lenia, the Daisy of the Valley. It remains a thorn in the side of neighbouring realms, even though its queen has been forced to distance herself officially from the guerrilla war waged by the Scoia'tael. Okay, and the Pontar Valley? If you have but a morsel of geographical knowledge, one glance at the map is enough to know why the Pontar Valley is strategically important. It is here that the borders of Temeria, Redania, Kedwin, and Edern meet. It is the valley that physically marks these frontiers. They say that he who controls the Pontar Valley controls the north. So it is no wonder that the citied realms have clashed here more than once. Blood has often mingled with the waters of the Pontar, though the reasons for this have varied. Wars waged by nobles in pursuit of political interests and merchants seeking trade privileges have been intermingled with riots and massacres, elven uprisings, and revolts of frontier barons. All of these have been garnished with the occasional peasant rebellion, an event that forces often quarrelling factions to unite and crush plebeian mobs drunk on blood and carnage. Interesting. Okay, so that's where we are now. So yeah.
Very difficult to forge weapons.
Still looking for the hairdressers. I thought that was it there, but I could be wrong. Did I see somebody along here? Do you have a quest for me? Wait.
Can girls become witches too?
I believe that they can't, no. I just want to see what's up here. Now that we can get up here.
Oh,
hey.
At your service.
Was it you who
Alright, I thought I saw a blue dot, which I think means quest, but... well, now they're just following me around. Alright. Oh, that's a little gruesome.
Oh, welcome!
Yeah. Nice to meet you. Is this the hairdressers? Doesn't look like it. Don't like the way how we kind of fall out of doors on the way out as well. It's a little bit weird. While we're here, I'm just going to grab everything. I've decided against my grabbing only what we need policy, because, you know, there's a bit of a looter in me. Okay. Hairdressers. Sit along. We could check our map, I suppose. Yeah. I'm looking for the way to zoom in. There we go. If there is a hairdresser's, we don't know about it currently. Okay, fair enough. I thought it was along this way. Maybe it's this house. Are you a hairdresser?
Oh, how nice.
No. Okay. That's fine. Just walk around here. Don't worry about me. This stuff is all mine now. But don't worry about it. Right. I'm sure the hairdresser's around here somewhere. I was sure it was along one of these ones, actually. Is this guy a hairdresser? Maybe this is the hairdressers.
My price is staying.
Witcher!
It's the hairdressers. Ooh. Okay. So first things first, grab all of his books, because these are all our books now. Right. Oh, and his Oran's, because, you know, we need them more than he does. We'll also grab anything we can find in here. There we go. Right, now I want to quickly... well, I don't want to put on that. I want to read the book. What have we got? From the Annals of Mahakan and the Feudal Society and its Enemies. Scoia'tael is a name used by the rebels fighting for non-human freedom. In the common tongue, it means squirrels. As some would have it, is because squirrels' tails adorn the rebels' caps, or from the forest board they had to survive on. Scoia'tael formed units over a score strong, consisting mainly of elves, yet sometimes dwarves, halflings joined in too. During the last war of Nilfgaard, the Scoia'tael fought on the side of the Empire, making diversions and great damage beyond our lines. Despite the provisions of the Peace of Sintra, many did not disarm and continued to fight, especially when it turned out that Nilfgaard sacrificed them in the name of peace and gave the unit's leaders to the Nordlings to be executed. From the Annals of Mahakan History. Dwarves are one of the elder races, stocky and bearded, with strongly built bodies and low voices. They are distinguished for their height, which is lower than human. Of simple and direct manners, they are sometimes seen as grumpy, unkind, and greedy. I have to stress that my own opinion of dwarves is by no means similar to the latter part. I cite it here only to present the views of other people, even if they are dull-minded, hate-blinded buffoons. Mahakan is the dwarf's mountainous homeland, famed for its numerous mines where precious stone and ores are mined. Many dwarfs also live in human cities, for that race usually adapts to new neighbours easily, something that cannot, unfortunately, be said about a large part of humanity. Despite vexations, persecution, even bloody pogroms, the coexistence with dwarves goes a lot better than with elves. Their flair for trade and craft makes them excellent merchants, bankers, smiths, and armourers. Alright then.
The gods have no love for your kind.
Excuse me, I just did you a favour. Anyway.
Greetings! What brings you here, White Wolf? Make yourself at home, please.
Do we know each other?
I've heard, or rather read much about you, in the letters of the Rivian diaspora.
Well, nice to meet you.
Einar Gausel, fundamentally a trader in old curios, although I also concern myself with the non-human community.
Aye, alright then. Well, I'd like a haircut. What do we want? I think squirrel's tails might be what I go with, but I do want to see what a Centurion pendulum is. People have said it's good. I will pay you 40 for this privilege. That's a nice one, actually. That's slick. Yeah, that's good. All right, show me the rest.
Have a look at...
Take your turn.
Right, I'd like to change my hairstyle. So, Rivian ponytail is what we had. What's a Raspin do? Full ponytail. Okay, we'll pay for it. Oh no. Oh no, that will not do. Not after seeing the previous one.
Mind if I have a look?
Take your...
Alright, next one. Dwarven braid. Okay. Sounds good. Not a fan, to be honest with you. Don't like it.
Take your...
I don't like the way how Geralt just stares over this guy's head occasionally. So I want to wear my hair elven style. Okay. Oh right, so that's this is Witcher 1, Geralt. Alright. That one's alright as well. So what's a squirrel's tail? I'm not feeling like I'm gonna like this one. No.
Mind if I have a look?
Take your...
Right, I think people were right. I think that the Centurion pendulum might actually be the slickest hairstyle out there. That is... I just like that it's so neat and tidy.
Nonsense.
It's like Geralt is going...
Nonsense.
The other ones were like Geralt's got out of bed late and has just kind of twirled his hair together randomly. This one is Geralt is ready for action. He's going to get out there, he's going to kill some monsters, and he's going to look good while doing it.
Mind if I have a look at your books?
Take your...
Right, we've already spoken to him a few times. Let's roll some dice.
I want to play dice.
Prove you're good enough. Then who knows?
I'll be back.
Alright.
Mind if I have a look?
Take your...
Books.
Books in Flotsam? I wouldn't have thought it a profitable enterprise.
Hey, many foreigners come through here. Sometimes they buy books, sometimes they have tomes to sell. Yesterday, for example, Lady Sheila de Tanseville purchased items for a sum equal to my yearly dealings.
Did she buy anything interesting?
De Vermis Mysteries, the Exeter Treatise, complete and unabridged, plus a very expensive volume I'd rather not mention. I should add, as generosity must be praised, that she made a donation to the community, specifically to the Fund for Widows and Orphans.
Uh-huh. I love his voice, by the way. Non-human community?
The non-humans in Flotsam are organized?
We aren't, but we aid each other as best we can. I mainly collect taxes and announce the Commandant's dispositions.
That'd make you a prime target for Iorveth.
You're correct on that account. He's warned me many times, and I've explained the need for my function to him just as many. Both in vain. It seems we've agreed to disagree. Well, the sword is his calling, the pen is mine. Hence, no meeting of the minds. It wasn't always this hard. Turned sour when several elven lassies disappeared. We lost our trust in the humans, and the Scoia'tael ceased trust in us.
Did they turn up, the women?
No. I believe Neckers killed them. I remember Morrill of the White Hands. She and her lover made a beautiful pair.
Uh-huh. Let's trade. So, what does he have? He has a Drowner textbook. Okay, I kind of want that. Neckers in the Mist, The Rights of Melitelli, Grand Triple, The Horrors of War, The Karen, Temerian Royal Dynasty and Special Forces, The Viziman Uprising, 3 Years Among the End, and then The Wraiths. Insufficient funds. Right, I'll sell you this candlestick. And I'll sell you this quilted leather. And I'll sell you this dagger and this short sword. We need a lot more money than we currently have. I'll sell you the books we've already read. Yeah, okay. That's not Melitelli, that's Medetti. Interesting. What's gonna sell them? How much is that per, it's like, it's not a lot per one. Yeah, that's a problem. These don't really sell for a lot. I could sell them some of this, I suppose. Sell them some oil. If I sell them 7 oil, that make us 14. Okay. I'll sell them a bunch of leather. It seems to be pretty common. Yeah, that should do us for just now. We can always get this stuff back, but I want the book. Yeah, we've already read that book a few times.
It's not too late to read.
Right. Let's read some books. So, Wraiths, Fear and Tremp. I just took off my boots. Alright. I hate how it starts you on that side. It doesn't start you on, like, the left-hand side. It starts you on the right-hand side. Anyway, Wraiths. Wraiths are not, as some claim, the outward manifestations of inner fear. They are visible, tangible, dangerous on top of that. According to the teachings of priests who died suddenly without contemplating their task in this veil of tears, become such spectres. Wraiths have their own aims. Sometimes they remain unaware of them, but more often than not, they pursue their calling without the slightest regard for the living. 3 years among the Endregas. Endregas are forest creatures that resemble arachnids. They are especially fond of floodplains, as moisture and tall grass suits them. Longer than they are tall, they move about on all fours and are extremely difficult to spot as they lie motionless, awaiting their prey. Like Kikamors, Endregas are divided into castes, with warriors being most numerous, guards being less common, and queens being a real rarity. These monsters, like arachnids, hatch from eggs. Impregnated queens lay the eggs in cocoons, which hang from trees in areas known as nests. The lesser creatures zealously guard their queens, as colonies depend on them for survival. The queens themselves remain hidden, caring little for what happens to other adult specimens. However, when their nest is threatened, they emerge swiftly and fight ferociously. Thus, to exterminate an Endrega colony, one must first set fire to its cocoons to draw out and kill the queen. Okay. Viziman Uprising. So this is the first game. The events known under that name took place not long after the Witcher mysteriously came back. The leader of the Order of Flame, Rose Jacques de Aldersberg, made a plan to build a new, better world under his own leadership. Using the power he had over its order and fanning the conflict with Scoia'tael until it threatened the city itself, he marched against King Foltest at the head of an army of mutated creatures. The battles that took place in the city between the Order of Scoia'tael and the troops loyal to the king are remembered as the Viziman Rebellion. Though historians cannot agree on their opinions of these events, the fact that Foltest managed to contain the situation and the rebellion ended. Yeah, is it just me, or is this background really bad for reading against? Like, I just kind of lose focus on it. I don't know. I think I saw a mod for that one, so I might have a look into that. Anyway, there aren't going to be that much. Like, the books tend to be front-loaded anyway. The creation of these formations began. That should be something like, as the creation of these formations began, it turned out that the shitty shield bearers are as good at fighting the mobile Scoia'tael units as a knight's saddle on a pig. The first special forces were formed by King Demivind, and they were commanded by the infamous White Rayla. We met her in the first game. We may have killed her, possibly. Anyway, their effectiveness went... That is just, there are a few typos in here, huh? The effectiveness went hand in hand with cruelty and ruthlessness in their battles with the squirrels, and their hatred to non-humans usually extended, mildly speaking, beyond professional spheres. Elves from the units had equally strong enmity towards them, and the clashes between the Partizans and the special forces were always extremely brutal and bloody. Besides fighting the Scoia'tael, the Temerian special forces carried out a variety of other dangerous tasks, justly earning their reputation as effective professionals. the Temerian royal dynasty, so it contains information on Foltest's daughter. King Foltest's daughter, cursed in her mother's womb, entered the world a stillborn beast. Interred, she continued to grow until she rose from the grave as a horrifying Striga, the jagged-toothed princess, long terrorized Vizima until Geralt freed her of the dark spell. Years later, Ada once more succumbed to the curse, and the Witcher again faced the Striga. This time, however, politics were at play. The Order of Flame Rose brought on the reversion in a bid to breed chaos in Vizima and overthrow King Foltest. We did, however, save her as well there. And this is just telling you kind of things from the first game. So the Kayran, monograph. The Kayran stands apart among all creatures small and large, beautiful and horrible. It is unique unlike any other being. Doubtless it is a post-conjunction creature that appeared in our reality in the time when the worlds intermingled. It made its home in the waters of the Pontar, where it lives to this day. Over the ages, the chronicles mention several instances of Kayran appearing on river surfaces in various places. There is no certainty if these mentions apply to one or the same creature slowly moving up and down river, or to the original creature's progeny seen here and there. The horrors of war, rot fiends. Given that they are necrophages, rot fiends feed on carrion, human corpses, but this does not mean they do not attack the living. They appear on battlefields near cities afflicted by plague, or around villages touched by famine. See a rot fiend and you can be sure there are many more in the area. They appear of a sudden and disappear even more quickly if threatened. So exterminating them is difficult. Trapping rot fiends makes little or no sense. Instead, they are best dealt with by cutting off their food supply, that is, burning all the corpses in the area. Corpses must be incinerated rather than buried, for rot fiends are avid and skilled diggers. Without sustenance, the beast will leave in search of new feeding grounds. Interesting. The Grand Triple describes the cult of Melitelli. Great Melitelli is, among others, the patron of love, marriage, fertility, nature, and abundance. Her cult came to be through the blending of those beliefs many different races and cultures held about those aspects of life. Melitelli's popularity never waned, and the phenomenon is explained in several ways. I think the causes are prosaic myself. The cult of Melitelli is a predominantly woman cult, and the goddess is, amongst others, the protector of women in childbirth. A delivering woman has to scream, and apart from the usual yells and empty promises that she'll never give herself to another manly man again, the woman has to call some deity for help, and Melitelli fits the bill perfectly. Because women were deliver, and will be delivering, the goddess Melitelli does not have to worry about alluring of the number of worshippers. The rites of Maedetti. Maedetti, or Midsummer, is the day in the summer solstice it's the day of the summer solstice and marks the beginning of the first month of summer in the elven solar calendar. Elves believe that all things under the sun occurs in cycles. After Maedetti, the days grow shorter and the dying commences, to last until the winter solstice. Summer shrines erected on this day will give praise to the sun and life while acknowledging death's certainty. Spells that protect living things and draw power from the sun's heat are particularly strong near these shrines. Witchers use them to bless crops and summon fire. Even godless witchers bow before summer shrines to augment the intensity of their signs. Okay. Neckers in the mist. Imagine a drowner that buries tunnels, climbs trees, and is more vicious than usual, and when ambushing its prey does so of many of its kin. You now have a good idea of what a necker is. These primitive creatures are the bane of the wilderness. The inhabitants of forest villages fear them, and animals give their nests a wide berth. Neckers are social creatures, gathering in something akin to tribes, for they can only repel the attackers of stronger assailants en masse. Witchers use their full range of skills and techniques when fighting neckers. Signs, bombs, poisons, oils that augment bleeding are all extremely effective against beasts. The necker nests are best destroyed with grape shot bombs. Okay, drowners. A textbook for initiates of the Order of the Flame Rose. Sometimes drowned men return as monsters to haunt the living. Tormented by their own death, they seek to murder others. They prefer to draw their prey underwater. As the victims drown, they tear them into shreds and consume them like soggy biscuits. Such creatures are called drowners. There are numerous on the banks of the Pontar, as this large river, with regular shipping and riverside villages, provides them with ample substance. Feudal society and its enemies we've read, and we've read all the rest of these. Alrighty then. I think that's us gone through all the books. Yep. So I think now obviously what all of these will do is this updates our contracts for the things that we found out about, which is pretty neat. But we are going to end the episode here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.